Welcome to Highlight Your Healing. I'm Shannon Roane, certified grief coach and founder of J&J Journals. This podcast is for women navigating grief and looking for ways to heal with faith. So let me ask you this. Has something ever caught you off guard and brought all of your emotions running back? Maybe it was a certain date on the calendar, a song on the radio, or even a familiar smell that took you straight back to that painful moment. That's what we call a trigger. And today, we're going to talk about how to handle those moments, because if a trigger hasn't shown up for you yet, trust me, it can and it will. And I want you to know exactly how to handle. So let's dive in. When I was grieving, triggers showed up what seemed like everywhere. Sometimes it was during the month of March, around the time of year I had my ectopic pregnancy. Other times, while being out and about and seeing a pregnant woman, or scrolling through social media and seeing someone announce a pregnancy or post a family picture. It could be something so small, like hearing a song that reminded me of my aunt, and suddenly the tears would just come out of nowhere. I used to think I was doing fine. Like, why am I crying again? I mean, seriously, for a while, I thought triggers meant I wasn't healing, that maybe, just maybe, I was doing something wrong. But I learned that triggers don't mean you're doing anything wrong or you're going backwards. Triggers are actually proof that your loss mattered. You see, triggers are like little reminders. They're moments that connect your heart back to something or someone you've lost. And here's what I've realized. Triggers don't erase your progress. They just bring up what still needs just a little care. It's kind of like if you have a scar on your arm and it's healed, but if you bump it, you still have a little soreness. That doesn't mean that the wound has reopened. It just means it left a mark. Grief leaves marks too. But those marks don't make you weak. They make you human. One of my favorite verses is Isaiah 41:10. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. See, when a trigger hits, it's easy to feel like you're back in that painful place. But what I want you to understand is that God never left you. His presence doesn't erase the memory, but it gives you strength to face it. Now, when a trigger shows up, I like to pause and say, okay, God, I feel this. I need you to be with me right here, right now. That's my way of inviting him into that moment. And he always reminds me, he never left me. So what do you do when a trigger shows up? Well, let me share what helps me. First, name it. Say, this is a trigger. I know it sounds simple, but it helps you to separate the moment from the fear. Then, breathe. Take one slow breath. It reminds you that your body is safe right now. Then, you're going to talk to God. It doesn't have to be that deep. Sometimes all I say is, God, be with me right here, right now. And then later, you're going to write it down. Later, just take a few moments, go journal, and write down what happened and what you felt. So these steps won't erase the trigger, but they'll help you walk through it with grace instead of fear. So let's recap today's episode. Triggers don't mean you're broken. They mean that your loss mattered. They don't take away your progress. They just remind you of where your heart still feels. God meets you right in the middle of every trigger moment. You can handle triggers with simple steps. Name it, breathe it, talk to God, and write it down. So as you know, I'm going to leave you with the journal prompt for this week. God, when I'm triggered by, remind me that you're present with me. Show me how to find peace in your presence instead of fear. Now remember this. Grief doesn't get the final say. God does. If this episode encouraged you, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. And if you leave a review, it helps another woman find this podcast and the hope she's been praying for. So grab your journal and keep highlighting your healing.